What if everything you've been told about success, happiness, and meaning is a lie? What if the very things you chase, wealth, status, comfort, are not the keys to fulfillment, but the bars of an invisible cage? We live in an age of unprecedented convenience, yet unprecedented emptiness. We have more, yet we feel less. We are connected, yet we are alone. Over a century ago, Leo Tolstoy, a man who had it all, stood at the edge of despair. Fame, fortune, genius. None of it could answer the one question that haunted him. What is the point of it all? His answer? A warning, one that echoes through time, ignored by the masses, whispered only by those who dare to question the trap of modern existence. Tolstoy discovered something radical, something the world has forgotten. The peasants, the so-called poor, held a secret that could shatter the illusion of progress and reveal the true path to meaning. This is not just philosophy, this is a revelation. And by the end of this journey, you may never see your life the same way again. Russia, 1879. Leo Tolstoy, celebrated author of War and Peace. Aristocrat, intellectual giant, stands alone in his study, a loaded pistol trembling in his hand. He has everything society tells him he should want: wealth, fame, a loving family. Yet he is ready to end it all. Why? Because beneath the glittering surface of his success, Tolstoy discovered a terrifying truth. Modern life is a carefully constructed illusion, a system designed to keep us running on a treadmill of endless wanting, always chasing, never arriving. This wasn't just Tolstoy's personal crisis. It was the inevitable result of what philosophers call the death of God. The moment Western civilization traded spiritual meaning for material progress. We built skyscrapers, but lost our souls. We conquered nature, but became slaves to our own inventions. Tolstoy's torment mirrors our own age. Depression rates skyrocket. Suicide epidemics spread. Entire generations medicate themselves just to get through the day. We're the most comfortable civilization in history. Yet something vital is missing. Something the peasants of Tolstoy's time understood instinctively. While the elite obsessed over status and accumulation, the Russian peasant, poor in possessions but rich in purpose, lived what the ancient Greeks called eudaimonia, the good life. Their secret? A radical simplicity modern society has trained us to forget. But this wisdom didn't disappear. It was systematically erased. Industrialization needed workers. Consumerism needed shoppers. The modern economy thrives when we believe happiness comes from outside ourselves. From the next purchase, the next promotion, the next dopamine hit. Tolstoy's warning cuts deeper today than ever before. Because the trap has grown more sophisticated. Our cages are now digital, our shackles made of algorithms. The peasant worked the land. We scroll on devices. The peasant sang with neighbors. We binge-watch shows. The peasant faced mortality. We distract ourselves. This is the great unspoken crisis of our time. Not climate change, not economic collapse, but something far more fundamental. We've built a world that starves the human spirit while feeding the machine of endless growth. Yet Tolstoy found a way out. And if you're listening to this, if you feel that quiet unease beneath the surface of your life, you're already beginning to wake up. Modern life's most dangerous illusion is how completely it has rewired our psychology. We swim in invisible currents of conditioning that teach us to mistake comfort for happiness, consumption for fulfillment, and busyness for purpose. Tolstoy recognized society's cruel paradox. It dangles the promise of happiness through achievement, while systematically destroying our capacity for genuine contentment. This deception operates through three interlocking falsehoods. First, the myth that more money, more status, more possessions will finally bring satisfaction, when in truth, each acquisition only breeds new desires. Second, the endless buffet of distractions designed to help us avoid life's deepest questions. Third, the hollow chase for external validation through likes, followers, and titles rather than cultivating authentic self-worth. What makes this trap so effective is how thoroughly it convinces us this state is natural. We come to believe perpetual dissatisfaction is simply human nature, rather than the engineered result of living out of alignment with our fundamental needs. The system turns us into both prisoners and jailers, policing ourselves and others to stay on the treadmill. The Russian peasants Tolstoy studied revealed an alternative path. Their lives demonstrated that true fulfillment comes not from accumulation, but participation, from work connected to natural rhythms, communities offering genuine belonging, and traditions nurturing inner resources rather than external validation. Where modernity creates abstract, mediated experiences, their existence remained grounded in tangible reality. We now inhabit what philosophers call the burnout society, where even our leisure becomes another form of productivity. We don't rest, we recharge. We don't play, we network. Every moment gets instrumentalized for future gain, leaving us perpetually absent from our own lives. This explains why modern solutions fail. No antidepressant can compensate for meaninglessness. No productivity hack can make empty work fulfilling. No shopping spree can satisfy spiritual hunger. Tolstoy's great insight was recognizing that peasant wisdom points not backward to some romanticized past, but forward to timeless human requirements for flourishing. Their example invites us to reclaim what modernity has stripped away. Work with tangible purpose, time aligned with natural rhythms, authentic community, and connection to something beyond material concerns. The path forward lies not in rejecting progress, but in remembering what makes us human amid the machinery of modern life. The most dangerous illusions are the ones we don't see. We mistake busyness for living, consumption for fulfillment, and distraction for peace. Tolstoy's escape wasn't through grand rebellion, but through quiet shifts in awareness, small acts that unravel the hypnosis of modern life. Start by questioning your desires. That promotion, that car, that perfect life, are they truly yours, or implanted by a culture that profits from your striving? Disconnect from the machinery of want. Turn off notifications. Decline an unnecessary purchase. Sit quietly and remember what stillness feels like. Reclaim time. The peasant's wisdom was aligning with nature's rhythms, not fighting them. Find one daily ritual that honors your humanity. Morning light without screens, an evening walk without headphones. These small acts fracture the illusion of perpetual urgency. Rediscover presence in the mundane. The peasant didn't need mindfulness apps. Their work demanded it. Kneading bread, mending tools, tending soil. Choose one ordinary act today, washing dishes, drinking tea, and do it with full attention. These moments become doorways back to yourself. Pursue good work, labor that serves real human needs, not abstract metrics. Even within modern constraints, infuse your efforts with meaning. Teach students, not tests. Build tools, not just code. The difference lies in where you place your attention. Cultivate real community, the kind that knows your flaws and celebrates your humanity. Start small. One conversation without phones. One shared meal without distraction. These are the foundations of what Erich Fromm called a sane society. Practice the peasant's economy of enough. For 1 week, track not just money spent, but attention spent. How much of your life energy feeds what doesn't nourish you? Liberation comes not in having less, but in needing less, and discovering you already have what matters. Tolstoy's awakening began when he stopped asking, "What should I achieve?" and started asking, "How should I live?" This shift from external validation to inner guidance is available to anyone willing to question the trance. The path forward isn't rejection of modernity, but mastery of it, using tools without being used by them. Start now. The revolution isn't in grand gestures, but in daily choices. Your morning coffee savored, your walk taken with awareness, your refusal to rush through a life that's already here. The peasant's wisdom wasn't poverty, it was priority. And yours can begin today. Tolstoy's crisis mirrors our own. He had everything his society valued, yet stood ready to take his own life. What saved him wasn't acquiring more, but waking up, seeing through the illusions of status and achievement to the deeper currents of human need. We've been sold a false map of happiness. Like travelers chasing mirages, we exhaust ourselves pursuing what cannot satisfy us. The peasant's wisdom offers a different compass, one pointing not toward accumulation, but toward connection, not toward distraction, but toward presence, not toward more, but toward enough. This isn't a call to abandon modernity, but to master it, to use technology without being used by it, to participate in the economy without being defined by it, to walk through the modern world while remaining rooted in timeless human truths. The path forward begins with a simple but radical act, the refusal to measure your life by borrowed standards. When you wake from the trance of consumer culture, you'll find what Tolstoy discovered, that meaning wasn't lost, just hidden beneath layers of conditioning. That joy doesn't come from what you acquire, but from how you engage with what already is. One question remains. Will you continue sleepwalking through a life designed to keep you wanting? Or will you take that first conscious step toward waking up? The choice is yours, and the time is now. Not someday when conditions are perfect, but here in this ordinary moment that contains all the possibility you'll ever need.